All right, Shalom, Akim. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha, Kudash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that's teaching His word in all true faith and sincerity. And today I just want to tie this lesson, the chip. And that's what's coming in a major way. This is going to shake things up. Ultimately this chip being mandated. Ultimately it's going to be a requirement to get that thing, man. And we seeing the build up to it from back then. We had the crown, and it was required, to wear the face mask, and depending on where you at and what establishment you're going to, you had to take that shot and show proof. But that was all a prelude to what's about to take place, because this, your comings and goings, it's going to have to be determined via that chip. Now I believe that's in England. They about to roll out that digital ID. That's all just being a step closer to that thing. So we getting closer to that perfect day. So now the things are becoming clearer, and more obvious of what it is. So I got this article from Newsbreak, and it reads: Apple to invest $30 billion in U.S. chip manufacturing. And especially now, really the chips and everything. And a nigga will say, you got the mark because you got a phone. Because the chip got a phone. Hell, even these dollars, like the $100 bills and blue notes. Jake called it blue cheese. Them $100 bills, they got actual chips in them. The blue notes with the little strip in it on the middle of it, that blue strip. Or your phone, the computer, cars and shit, everything got the chip, man. So really, the next step is really people. You got biotech, mixing man with machine. So them $30 billion in chips ain't $30 billion to set up so you can have more smarter cars, a smarter fucking phone. We seeing the investment in this system being set up for this new digital society. And we ain't gotta read too much into it, but pretty much now they trying to bring, because a lot of them chip manufacturers over there in India and China. And that was another reason why them niggas was fighting over Taiwan, because of the certain resource over there that helped them produce those chips. So that show you as well that all these other matter of fact, let's get that. These other nations, they are all on board with creating a digital society. This is Revelation 3:10. It reads, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So that hour of temptation is when that chip is mandated, when it's mandatory. And that's coming. And these certain events that's unfolding, from anti-sim, terror, these certain events that's unfolding and certain talking points and rhetoric is leading to this devil trying to bring forth this digital society and that surveillance. Just like with China, in a sense, already got it out the ground. Especially like with the citizens, and there's, they gotta have a certain score. If you get so low, you can't even take the subway. It's a homeless epidemic over there. There's a lot of people. They got so low of a score, they can't fucking do that within the society. So how much more when that chip come? A homeless nigga ain't gonna be able to ask for $5 no more. He gonna have that chip. You gonna have to transfer them credits, or he might get an incentive for getting a chip. But as you can see, it said this hour of temptation shall come upon all the world. So all these nations are on board with creating a digital society. Everybody ain't on board with Christianity. Anything else they say is the mark of the beast. Now this the only thing that really makes sense. That micro C-hip, that implant, and that's what actually going to determine your comings and goings. So this is where we at, man. This devil and his plans are being made manifest. Esau is really showing you his intents and purposes by bringing forth more things digitally, promoting as being efficient and these certain things, but that's ultimately to bring you into that digital shackles, man. Because once you take that thing, you really gotta follow the rules now. Talking about running a stop sign or a light, and all these cameras and shit popping up everywhere. Now, once you take that C here, that's you completely bound to Esau. And if you don't do nothing, if you do something here on light, you can cut it off. Or kill you with it, man. This Job 5:12, it reads, He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands could not perform their enterprise. And yeah, that term, the New World Order, we actually seeing it coming about. Of course, with this system, you're seeing, like I said, mentioned in the spirit, everything's becoming digital. We're in a time where you can't say certain things now. You can get potentially locked up for making certain points. So that New World Order is being made manifest. It's being clear on what it is. But as we read, it said the Lord is going to disappoint the devices of the crafty. And there's no coincidence that word device is there. Because we know that word device, when you read, you go on to the definition of it, it's pertaining to a plot or scheme, plan, usually in an evil manner. But there's no coincidence. That word device in these modern times is associated with technology. So when you hear device in these modern times, you think of Bluetooth. You got to charge, you got to plug it up in the wall. It lights up. But guess what? That device actually leads to a device. This man plots, plans, and schemes. It leads to these people actually taking a device, an electronic device, which is that chip. So of course the Lord's gonna upset this man and his plans. But it's gonna be from him, the Lord upsetting him from crying his enterprise success, which is chipping everyone. That's what that nigga want to do. That's if he do that, he'll be on top of the world. Matter of fact, let's get it. Psalm 140 verse 8. It reads, "Grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked." And what's that? This man completing the mission, so to speak. Some, establishing the new world order. And a lot of these elites and those that's in the know, them niggas on their deathbed, you don't think them niggas were hell bent on trying to make sure shit was going right and smooth? You don't think them niggas on their deathbed, you don't think they were trying to make sure, because that's what them niggas were toiling and shit. Trying to set up for the next lifetime, in a sense. Trying to extend their life in a sense of extending his rulership. So the Lord said, Scripture says, "Grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wickedest man and his new world order. Further not his wicked device, lest they exalt themselves." Salah. See, because if them niggas actually come through with it, they win, in a sense. And it kind of show you that in Star Trek, them niggas asked to get a chip. Everybody got to fall in line. Nigga, him got the aliens chip. But it says further not his wicked device, because the Lord's gonna allow this man to initiate it, and he's gonna actually chip people. People are chipped now, but once it's mandated, but it's only gonna go so far. Then, what the Scripture said, the Lord's gonna rain upon him while he is eating. So that device is that microchip, which we know is a plan. But what's the plan? To actually put that device in people. So this nigga, as we read Apple investing so many billions into microchips. It's not for the car to get smarter. No, those investments is really to get these people. These niggas they trying to perfect it, where you ain't got to charge, your body's going to be the charge and the signal and all. Them niggas working on it, man. Putting all that money in that, man. Going back to Job 5 and verse 13, it reads, "He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night." Because ultimately this man, his plans is being exposed. His plans is really out there, Everybody know what play Ethan and run. And that's on all levels. They can't come up with a crazy event without it being heavily scrutinized. Without someone calling out AI or I seen this guy, this is a crisis actor. He was in this. And that show you too as well, Esau, his wisdom is perishing. He's getting sloppy. As dumb as these people are, they still somehow catch on to this man and these crazy things that he present. And that show you how dumb this nigga is. That's what Simon said. This is an error. Because Esau, he's a servant, man. And then Amalek himself, he ain't even the smartest out of all the Edomites. He's smart, but he dumb at the same time. The nigga smart, but he also dumb. And that's the head of Edom. But all of them overall. As Chris says, they meet with darkness in the daytime. So those secret plots and schemes are now in the open. And like I mentioned, even this nigga do something, somebody gonna call out AI or something. So he's really exposed. Or what the Lord said in Jeremiah 49. He's gonna strip him bare. He's naked. So what we know what this man is going to do. Those meetings, summit meetings, and we know the summary of those meetings. It's not talking about trying to find world peace. We know that. Because every time the nigga come out the meetings, it get worse. So matter of fact, I'm ending off on this, the book of Psalms, chapter 21, verse 8. It reads, it's like not 8. It's superior 2 though. On verse 11, it reads, "For they intended evil against thee. They imagine a mischievous device, which they are not able to perform." See? And what's that mischievous device? The chip. But it says he's not going to be able to perform it. Because this nigga, he's not going to get the elect. He's going to get people, and he's going to get some jakes. But he's not going to get the elect. And World War III going to disrupt everything, man. World War III is going to disrupt everything, so he's not going to be able to get it out the ground. Or swallow. That's why I say the Lord going to rain upon him while he is in. Then ain't going to be able to swallow and be able to digest and take a shit. Then that's when the Lord going to get him. No, the Lord going to get him right before he actually sit back and enjoy it. That's why I said when he sees the sword, then thou shalt be. You think you finna sit back and kick your feet up and after all this shit you have done? Nah, you finna get to work, nigga. But the chip, the C here, micro C here, is the mark of the beast. And soon it will be mandated. When we see this devil investing, he putting money until he's trying to perfect the system. So yeah, I hope this will edify, and I'd like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Recha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect that's teaching his word in all true faith and sincerity. Shalom.